Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi, TV, and movie channel. Yep. There we go.
What? Huh?
I washed my hands a second ago, and my keyboard does not want me to interact with it right now, apparently. Oops. Well, welcome back to the Radical Wasteland podcast. I know it's a little bit different than we usually are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we did it again a little bit different than we usually do it, but it was a good time. A very, would we say, timeless movie? A timeless time, because whether the subject matter of the film is continuously good or not is not necessarily the question. But
there are issues.
Does it still stand the test of time with, I guess, just the subject matter, just thinking about it, just kind of jumping into it? Because whether they're good or not, I mean, and it's not good in like quality-wise. I think acting-wise and filming-wise, cinematography, so on and so forth, direction, that film was pretty damn spot on. It's kind of hard to beat it in a lot of ways, I feel like.
Right.
There's not...
very 70s.
Yeah, and there's not much fat to trim off the side of it either. It is very,
right.
All right, we got an hour and a half, with maybe a little bit more to tell this story, and we're going to give you every single second of it that we can. Also, thank you, David. I love this movie when it first came out. Mr. Master Spam! It's so good. It's so good. It's weird as can be, but it's so good.
With the mind makeup people, whatever that was. I wish they would have explained why the white makeup, like what was that about?
I didn't find that. I did kind of look in
yesterday. It was the 70s.
I was trying to figure out yesterday if they wrote any sequels or anything, and we'll get to that in a little bit, because that was pleasantly surprised and then unpleasantly very surprised. So that was an interesting little form of events there. But okay, subject matter though. Does it at least... Obviously, a little bit brutal with the subject matter. It's a post-apocalypse, and they lean into the brutality of that, even without trying to make it like grotesque. Essentially, they still lean into that brutality. Game of Thrones is not showing us dissimilar things. Westworld is not showing us dissimilar things.
Right.
Some of the newer things we watch are not showing us dissimilar things. Are they? Does everything that the film tries to say, does it still stand the test of time?
I guess overall, because I mean, even though, all right, this movie came out in 1975, so I think the way women were portrayed was kind of matched like the time, because I mean, the 70s, late 70s is kind of when the women's movement really was starting to gain steam and stuff. And so there still was a lot of, but having said that, like, even though you could say that's, not giving any women agency in this, that they're all just victims, or whatever. Although they did in a way kind of try to give Quilla a little bit of agency with, like, she was going out there to do that plan to get him to go there or whatever, that she was kind of, I guess, the person behind the rebellion or whatever in the underground thing.
She was the mastermind behind the rebellion.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, they kind of, but they didn't really do the greatest job with it, but for mid 70s kind of.
Yeah. And they try to use it as that plot point. It's like, surprise. It's more of a surprise than it is.
Yeah.
True agency given.
But is how vulnerable women would be in that kind of world like unrealistic?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I thought she was the lure.
Yeah.
She's the cheese, as they called her.
But she agreed to do it because she wanted to become on the council, and then they
take out the council. Well, at first.
Yeah, then they didn't give it to her or whatever. It was implied that she could be, and then they didn't give it to her. And so she was leading or part of this group to rebel against the council or whatever. Yeah.
Which, I mean, skipping ahead just a little bit, that was the worst rebellion ever. But it was still.
Yeah, and again, she's looking to the boy to be the guy to do it, rather than
her whole plan was
yeah,
recruiting an outsider to
yes,
do the hard work.
yeah,
And she understood probably that Michael was a synth, and she never really said anything like that. So she was kind
right.
of sending Don Johnson to his death, but
Hmm.
he didn't bite, which is kind of great. It's super post-apocalyptic,
Yeah,
and that I think
yeah.
lends
Watch
itself.
out for yourself. Nobody, you can't trust or on anyone else or anything else except yourself, kind of
I
thing.
think Mad Max is the only one that kind of breaks that rule most of the time, and that's just because
Right.
you want to follow the protagonist and make the protagonist a good guy.
Yeah.
But Fallout, particularly, and I know we mentioned it yesterday, but
Hmm.
Fallout leans into that so much, and we
Hmm.
see it. You don't get many Lucy and Maximuses and Ghoul and Lucy's, and Ghoul and Lucy are only hanging out with each other because they not
Yeah.
have to, but they have that common goal in mind to
Right.
kind of get there and
Hmm.
take revenge in a big way.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you think if there were a sequel, would Blood and Don Johnson go back down there? Vic, there we go.
Um,
I was like, what's his name for a second?
to me, I would envision them going to, what was it, the other side or over the hill,
Over the
or
hill.
over the hill, whatever it was. Yeah, I would think they go over the hill and find some other new weirdness that they have to work through. And I could see them maybe coming back around to going underground for like the supplies and stuff, because he knows they have medicine, they have food, they have this whole system, which, maybe trying to take that over. I don't know if he would be, if, does the boy actually have a name? We ever get a name? Is it just boy? Anyway, whatever.
Don
Uh,
Johnson?
yeah,
Vic.
Vic.
Albert Vic. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know if Vic would want to take it over, but I could see there being some sort of overthrow in that. But on the other hand, with all its weirdness and stuff, it's keeping people alive and keeping a civilization going, I guess. Maybe those people come out from underground and start
Well,
reestablishing something above ground. I don't know, but
it
um
would be interesting if he
but
came back with like a force from over the hill, kind of like a raider
yeah,
camp or something like that. And
right.
then what happens when he comes back kind of overtakes things, says, hey, we need to, this guy's a hey, we just were talking about Badlands and alien stuff. This
Right.
guy's a synth. This guy's a robot.
Right.
Take him out first and aim for the knees and probably the head, whatever. That's where you
Right.
take the robots out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Desperate times bring desperate measures. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they put a
Mhm.
huge plot point for something that if they were to ever pick it up or had they ever picked it up,
Mhm.
he's got a lot of kids in that vault, in that bunker.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
kind of the king of the bunker. If
Oh, yeah, you could say
certain
that, like,
way,
10 years later, there's all these kids that look a lot like him running.
that you are all mine. Your
Yeah.
mothers can get taken up top
Right.
or you become mine. I don't think it's a very nice world, so
No.
they'd probably take over and say, yeah, you can leave or you can stay here and you have my children already, kind of deal.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the sequel would turn him into a worse person, sadly.
Yeah.
But also, how
Yeah.
can you not become a worse person the older you get in a wasteland like that, continuing to just wander?
Well, yeah, and, he probably has been Vic has probably been alone since he was, like, old enough to take care of himself. Because I mean, just the way the world works, it seems like a lot of, children that are born in that world weren't necessarily planned. They're probably the result of some of those other bad things that they show. you know um yeah,
It's probably
yeah,
the
yeah,
primary way of producing new people in the apocalypse, if I had to guess.
yeah,
Um,
at least at that part of the world that they're showing us. I mean, we don't know what the rest of the world is like, if it's all like that or whatever, but anyway, we're just seeing this part. They said it's like Phoenix, or it used to be Phoenix or something. I think at
maybe
the
I
beginning.
guess I didn't even pay attention to that part. Let me Google
I
real
think
quick.
they do say at the beginning that it's Phoenix.
If I can type.
Mhm. A remake.
Yeah, desolate landscape of the southwestern United States.
Okay.
It was filmed in Barstow in the Mojave, which is kind of perfect for what it all like led into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Master Spam, I 1,000% agree with you. I think.
Yeah.
I think most of us would.
They would give Quilla more agency probably too, or something.
Quilla?
But
she wouldn't be in the sequel.
Yeah. No, I mean if they did a remake of the first, like
okay.
The original. Yeah.
Oh, if they did a remake, just to put that thought out there.
Yeah.
Do you think the ending would be the same? Do we get a cooked up Quilla June to refeed the dog? Because arguably in today's world, if you kill off the dog, you're gonna be in a lot more trouble, even if the other option is a person. Like,
I think they would if you wanted to keep it kind of dark, twisted thing. Then unless they're wanting to go a different direction, but to keep it dark, twisted, weird,
I'm not sure if that was the original ending. I think that might just be the ending for the film. I'm not entirely sure. But I know there was that, and briefly, the little sequel thing I mentioned earlier. I was Googling yesterday to figure out if there was a sequel ever written or anything like that. And there were 3 short stories that were written rather than an actual direct sequel ever be made. One was following a rover pack with the dogs. One, I think, was following Vic, and it was kind of a prequel of how Vic got to meet Blood, and they got kind of together and started their group.
Right.
And then the third was about a girl, and I know David joked about the girl and his cat earlier, but the third one was the start of the world.
That's what we want to see.
I think the third one was about a girl that I don't know exactly. I just know it was separate than A Boy and His Dog. But they put all 3 of those stories together into a novel called Bloods Are Over, or a novella called Bloods Are Over. And I was looking yesterday, of course, trying to order it as fast as I could. Just come on, give me like a $15, $20 book, something like that. It's not a $15 or $20 book. It has been out of print for a few decades now, and
you gotta buy a used copy. Yeah.
No, it is. I don't know if it ever really went into print all that much, because the cheapest copy I can find is $389, and the average one goes for about $700.
It's I don't know if I'm gonna buy it anywhere.
It very well may be. If I could find it in PDF version, I'm printing it out ASAP. That's a lot of paper, but it's a lot less than $780 worth. Yeah. Oh, if it's on Audible, genius. Where's my phone's over here? I'll do that later.
I can.
Smart. Good job.
Would it be called A Boy and His Dog, or you were saying?
I think it's A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World is the full title for the book. But yeah, just the subject matter is tricky in this one, especially for the 70s. Do you think they did a good job portraying everything they could? Obviously, if they remade this today, they'd change a whole bunch. Yep. But they still do give. Is it there?
Yes.
Ooh.
For my stupid background doesn't. If I do like this, you can see. Yeah, it's on Audible.
Is Bloods Are Over?
It's A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World, a novel, audiobook, 10 hours, almost like 11 hours long.
I wonder if Bloods Are Over is on.
Narrated by C.A. Fletcher. Let's look at, or whoever that is.
Oh, that's my favorite narrator. I don't know.
So it's on there.
Okay. Well, that one ought to be. I'm going to try Bloods Are Over. Because there's another novel by James Elroy called Bloods Are Over, but that's obviously not A Boy and His Dog. If you had to give it a good, bad, and ugly, we know where the ugly starts, and we've kind of already started there. But expanding upon that, where would you put if you want to talk any more of the ugly, we can. But
Yeah.
what fits the bill for each of you?
Well, the ugly is what we've discussed, just how the women are portrayed. But anyway, we've kind of covered that. The good, I think, is maybe just how it establishes a dystopian world, like gives you a good feel of how desperate everyone is, and like that it's just a kill or be killed, look out for number one. They did a good job of portraying that, and just even showing just how mentally it affects people, how the underworld people created this weird system to survive, and then people above ground are doing weird things and bad things, and no one's afraid, no one's afraid to shoot each other or kill somebody over food or whatever resources like that. I think they did a good job of portraying that.
Oh yeah.
Bad, I don't know, like bad and ugly kind of go together. As far as the film being bad, though, I don't, it was a little crazy at times. Like maybe the bad is that they could have explained some things a little bit better rather than just giving us the broad strokes.
Would is that was what was with the white face?
Yeah, exactly. They never. I would like to know, like, obviously they created some sort of system, or it was quasi, was it religious? They kind of didn't really, sending people to the farm. What, that was just killing people off and saying they're going to the farm, like your dog, like your parents would tell your dog, whatever. Like your parents would tell you when your dog died, they just went to the farm. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, because that. I think the way I guess I understand it just from watching it, because I haven't read it. I own the book and I need to read it. Lead paint to repel radiation. Hey, honestly, that is an in-universe thing that would actually totally make sense, you know?
And it would make you a little
and it would make you a little cuckoo.
Yeah.
Just a tad, Yeah. Little kookaburra going around.
Yeah.
They were entirely underground, so no tans, and they played on that. Oh, that too, I guess. That is a good point as well. And it leads into, I think, the way it comes off to me is they're very colonial America, or at least trying to portray the essence of what was
with the
America.
Topeka or whatever it was. Yeah, like Topeka, Kansas kind of thing, with even the county fair vibes and all that.
It feels very much like good old boys, kind of like we got your back. We're gonna help you. Oh, people from the top, hey, come populate our people, but we're gonna bring it to the farm afterwards. It's I hadn't thought about lead paint. I actually really like that Stanley's. That's genius.
Yeah.
If that's in my head canon now, one way or another. I don't know if it actually was part of Harlan Ellison's, but it should be. The way I guess I received that information just on screen and all that was it looked like they were trying to be good old boys, that kind of colonial America, which we kind of mentioned yesterday. I feel like instead of like mime or clown paint, it's closer to Uncle Sam. I feel like it's more of like Uncle Sam, I want you, kind of still very white, pale face with the red rosy cheeks right there. Like, hey, I'm your buddy. Come fight your wars. Come fight my wars for me, kind of deal.
Like a conformity thing, like a kind of a power conformity thing. Like have everybody look the same skin tone. If you noticed, it was all white people, I think.
Oh, very much. Part of that might have just been 70s casting, but it leans into the eeriness of it all as well. And the two things that kind of I think also inform that is, hey, now that we know Michael at the end of it is a robot, how many of these other people are robots?
That's a good question. I just thought, like, for me, I got the impression that it was just like, oh, he's like a security robot, and they have like a warehouse full of them, because the guy was like, oh, time to go get another Michael out of the warehouse or whatever.
Oh, I mean, I think there's definitely an element to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could almost do a movie just about those people. Really.
It would almost feel like what's 10 Cloverfield Lane, like just stuck underground the entire time, and you just know, hey, the screamers could be your monstrous kind of Cloverfield aliens above you too. It's
Right. Yeah, and they
mm,
never show. Would like to have seen a couple screamers, but maybe it was just so low budget they couldn't even do it.
it's probably out of the budget at that point.
Yeah.
But just the way some of those civilians act as they hear gunshots going on, as they know Michael, as they hear the committee saying,
Mhm.
Michael, go bring these people to the farm. Yep, this one to the farm. Oh yeah, the third one to the farm. Oh, Quillajune to the farm. Yeah,
Right.
so on and so forth. And they're just
Right.
announcing it, hanging out on the lawn, on the front lawn.
Yeah, well, all this craziness is going.
Yeah.
Like,
And eventually it just feels like
Mhm.
the citizenry there, those civilians have almost become robotic alongside
Yeah.
those that may be robots there. And the face paint very well may be, we can't differentiate between synthetic and synthetic humanoid and a blood humanoid, you know?
Right. Mhm.
And to kind of rope it back into the initial thing that you mentioned there was the way they form the committee in those aisles like that seems like just hyper government kind of situation. Of course, it's your three people. Who knows if they're the quote unquote three branches of government or not? But they're the three people there. I don't know if that's what they're there to represent or not, because we don't dive that much into that part of the world.
Right. Yeah.
But it's also very reminiscent of a church, and the pews are in there and all that. So I think that's kind of combining religion.
Well, I think it was a church that they've just made into like a government building, or maybe that was the way it was designed to be a church and a courtroom and everything else, and like one community building or something. But yeah,
which totally leads to that what's the word I'm looking for? Iconography. I think that might be it.
Yeah, that's one of the.
Doesn't sound right. I haven't used that word out loud.
Iconography.
Iconography. It's like
one of those words that, like, if you can say it without, you can say it if you can say it without thinking about it. But if you think about how to say it for even a millisecond, it's like you can't say it. Anyway.
Iconography. Thank you. I was missing a syllable there.
Took me a minute, but I got
thing. Specificities. I'm always like specificities. Like, if you're not thinking about it, it just kind of comes out just slightly off kilter.
Yeah.
But thank you for helping us, Stan Lees. I just feel like they do a really good job with that eerie colonialism mixed in with that like government / religion kind of theocratic way of handling things, but also it just is so not reminiscent, because Fallout is reminiscent of, and they're not probably going to dive into it in the Fallout TV series, most likely. But you may hear Greg and I talking about like the Institute from Fallout 4, and I don't know if they've involved Fallout 76 and all that, but that's where the synths come from. And it very much felt like that, where vaults are kind of clean and well kept, and they're underground and all that, but they still have roaches coming in, they still have rats coming in, they still have people knocking on our door, all these different things. Almost Pilgrim like. That's a great way. That's a good descriptor.
Like they're trying to be pure or whatever, because like they're like they're having him marry all those women that he's not even going to sleep with them. They're just going to be they're just going to be doing artificial insemination, but yet still he has to marry all of them. That's like, okay.
It's speaking of, I saw this back in the 90s, October, the right month for it, and the milking scene terrifies me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That they show it too, the going in. It's like, oh my god.
It does crack me up.
Is that really they're showing?
You know what? This is a good time. Who asked? RMT, howdy, by the way.
Yeah.
Does this age well in terms of production quality, or did it seem dated?
It seems a little dated to me. There's things about it that are okay, but it's definitely, the feel of it is very like 70s. Like there's a lot of like weirdness kind of things in the 70s, and they definitely lean into that a bit.
Yeah.
But I like it. You know, I'm like 70s sci-fi is kind of, you know, I like it. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very old in tone,
yeah.
approach, and pace.
Mhm.
I think it works in the favor of it for all of those. I think this
Right.
movie is something that we could watch in 80 years and still be like, that was a damn good movie. Now, will it look great in 80 years? Is a whole different conversation, and it still looks good.
Yeah,
It still holds up look wise. Obviously, you're watching
right.
a movie in about 480p rather than 4K.
Uh-huh.
But overall, I'd give it
Yeah.
like an 8.5 or 9 out of holding up if I had to out
Mhm.
of 10. Because even like we talked about earlier, the uglies for this one, which I guess I need to give good, bad, and ugly as well.
Mhm.
The uglies still are what make prestige TV nowadays. This is technically
Mhm.
this would be in the realm of what prestige film and television would be nowadays,
Right.
but it would be handled differently as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was prestige TV back then because it
Mhm.
was very much like, oh, this is rated R in the 1970s kind of, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, uh, nonetheless, even though the subject matter that does raise it to that quote unquote prestige level is not great,
Mhm.
it brings you into a realism that a lot of other things just don't end up reaching a lot of times because it's just fun. You're not
Right.
thinking about it past that surface level, and those subject
Yeah.
matters make you think about it past a certain level. Whether
Especially
you
to
want,
show that, like, in the 70s, you
which
know,
is
of what would happen to women and things and just, like, you know, that was kind of I mean, now you could see that being in movies, you know, more modern
totally.
movie, but in this that was pretty, like that would've been pretty shocking for 70s, I think.
Well, and nowadays, think
Yeah.
about the amount of
Mhm.
intimacy coordinators they would have on set for a film like
Mhm.
that.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to have the same film be made, obviously. It just
Right.
in
Yeah.
the 70s, and for right, wrong, or indifferent, they
Mhm.
were able to show a little bit more. Like, hey, Caddyshack is a PG movie, and it's got bare breasts in it in the mid 70s. You know, like if
Right.
this movie's rated R and is in that same kind of time period, you can
Right.
guess where it goes for those who haven't seen it.
Right.
Uh, and for the subject matter we're discussing and alluding to here,
Yeah.
it gets kind of crazy at times, and it gets I think the
Mhm.
closest maybe we'll ever have to something like that being actually filmed on screen. And I don't
Mhm.
think it gets close even, but at least it
Right.
visually makes you feel like it's about to happen. And
Right.
that's powerful in a movie.
Mhm.
For again, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's still very strong. I think it
Mhm.
stands up a lot for those kind of things, stands the test
Right.
of time for stuff like that, and just
Mhm.
it isn't scared to say, okay, this is the point we're making.
Yeah.
Um, that's fun. Death by Snoo Snoo. Good, bad, and the ugly from my side, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm a cheat. I think I'm going to steal your answer for the good and say just how well this world is developed. I think
Mm.
the ugly is how well this world's developed. And I think the
Right.
bad is how well that world's developed.
Yeah.
Does that make sense though?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oops, I know. I said I was
Yeah.
cheating just a little bit there.
Yeah. It's kind of
But
both. Yeah.
the bad aspect of
Mhm.
that is not because it's bad. I actually kind of put that within the good. If I had to give an actual like bad outside of those, it would be that I don't know that we don't get to see the screamers. I really think
Mhm.
this is because there's so little fat to trim off the side of this, like we like to
Right.
say.
Mhm.
It's not a perfect movie, but it ain't far off in my point
Mhm.
of view.
Mhm.
And what qualifies it as that is, oh, if I were to change something in that film, it would fundamentally make all these different things things happen differently, and
Right.
it wouldn't be the same film it is.
Mhm.
It was very meticulous in approach, and I appreciate that in a big way. And I think it stands the test of time for those reasons. But that would be the bad, I guess. The good and the ugly are just the world. And they do such a good job of developing it that
Right.
okay, we're in the first 10 minutes, and I think we're just following a guy and his dog, and there's some crazy people digging in a hole over here, and
Yeah.
we're gonna take some food. Cool. It's
Yeah.
it's so just simple an approach that it
Mhm.
ends up you in those first 10 minutes, you would never know that you're gonna end up where you're gonna end up. You can
No.
kind of guess maybe just knowing where Fallout and stuff like that came from, but
Mhm.
okay, I got an hour and 40-minute movie. What are they really going to be able to show? Like we talked about a little bit yesterday, you don't think they're going to get people in a vault. You don't think you're going to get synthetic android people. You don't think you're going to be mentioning Raider. I mean, obviously, all the Raider tribes and stuff like that are happening, and the Ferretti, the wandering warlord, and the Mad Max kind of caravan. Your blood, the Rovers, the whole dog packs, wandering dog packs, the screamers, the glowing fungus ghouls. There's so much added into this film.
Like makeshift porn theater. Kind of thing.
Yeah, which is obviously odd, but odd.
Yeah.
Like, it again, like with the weird subject matter and stuff. Let's be realistic. What's going to survive the apocalypse?
Yeah.
All the movie theaters that are a surface level that get obliterated by bombs and all these other crazy things, or some creep's freaking stashed porno little thing down in his basement. Oh, well, look what I found, guys. And we'll bring it to the movie theater.
Yay. Yeah. Porn and cockroaches.
The what?
Porn and cockroaches. That's what will survive.
It's all you need. It's all you need in the apocalypse. Even the weirdest things are so well informed. And the more you think about them, the more you're like, oh, I don't know if I hate humanity or I just understand it that well. But yeah, that's kind of where we'd end up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, humanity, like, just left to its own devices, that doesn't go well usually.
Well, and if there's not a world left to take us out of our own devices and be inspired and excited about.
Right. And it's just anarchy, and there's no enforcement of law or whatever, except for these small groups of people that maybe have set up, like the underground people. I mean, you have to imagine in other parts of the world, there's civilized societies that have rebuilt or whatever, but
what's over the hill? Is over the hill an actual like city, you know, or the options?
Kind of like Walking Dead, where they would travel and just come across these different crazy groups of people. You know?
Over the hill immediately makes me think of it's been so long since I've watched or read The Walking Dead, but you remember where Maggie ends up being in charge, the community with Jesus as the leader, the guy that's named Jesus.
Right, I kind of vaguely remember. Yeah.
It's like Treetop, or I think it might actually be Treetop. Something like that kind of is where my brain goes to when I hear Over the Hill or something like that. It's just and it's a perfect movie. Your character. It's a perfect movie in my Hilltop. Okay, Treetop. I was close. Combine the two
because it was literally on a hill, I think. Yeah.
In a post-apocalyptic world, you need
the high ground.
We got to follow the Obi-Wan rule.
Yeah.
If you don't follow the Obi-Wan rule, are you really doing apocalypse stuff right? Mr. Master Spam, it's been fun. Come hang soon.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. And hey, do a nice rewatch of Boy and His Dog at the End of the World soon. It is on everywhere we said it yesterday for subscription.
Right.
Prime, YouTube Premium, and Fubo TV for free. Plex, Sling, Zumo, and one other.
You could find it pretty easily. Just
pretty easily.
Google.
Oh, Google it.
Yeah.
It's just such a Do you get what I'm saying when I say it's a perfect movie in that sense? I just can't see where I would change something without completely effing it all up, I guess.
Right. I don't know how to change, except for just, modernizing it kind of
Yeah.
overall. I think in a new version, I'm not sure that Vic would be the Vic character would be so eager about finding a woman. They'd probably tone that down maybe and
Yeah.
make it just more of a survival thing. And yeah, maybe he is looking to be with somebody, but not that way.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, that's the world he grew up in. So maybe that's the only thing he knows as to how you treat women or what women are, is just that's the world he's in.
And obviously it's not excusing it, but it's
Right.
a boy and his dog, not a man and his dog.
Mhm.
He's very clearly like 17 to 20, somewhere
Right.
in that range. And
Yeah.
hey, I wasn't there that long ago. We all know
Yeah.
what 17 to 20-year-old dudes are thinking about.
Yeah. I wasn't one, but yeah, I know.
I think we can all figure it out pretty easily there. And for right, wrong, or indifferent, like this movie kind of continues like bolstering. It does lean into that. It's like, all right,
Mhm.
this isn't some guy that's 30 or 40 years old, had a lot of pondering time. His brain's
Right.
still forming, and
Yeah.
his football. Yep, that's the one. It's all he can think about. He's thinking a lot about football
Mhm.
and footsies. He's
More the latter, I would guess.
more the latter there.
But, again, that's the world. I mean, it's not like he probably really didn't have parents and there isn't, it's just take what you can get when you can get it. That's the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. The only thing I think they don't really explain, besides the over the hill stuff and the screamers, which
Mhm.
the screamers you can kind of allude to. Okay, well, a lot of irradiated human beings, glowing people, fungus
Yeah,
is
they
every
mentioned green skin and, like,
that
they
you
can
can get.
irradiate you or something. It was like you could get sick from them, or maybe you turn into a screamer if you're around them long enough. Who knows?
Who knows? Like that'd
Yeah.
be something fun.
Yeah.
Just
I
to.
mean, we hear them, I guess, in the distance, but then they hide and it goes away. But
I love that it just feels like a human. The screamer noise is the same noise. It feels like an air raid siren almost, but
Mhm.
with a kind of
Yeah.
element to it. It's like a Scooby Doo noise added on to
Yeah.
an air raid siren
Yeah.
almost.
So are they
Uh,
like, then like are they zombies or are they just, mutated people,
and
Mhm.
approach which we don't get to see. I wonder if they do detail it in the novel at all.
Mhm.
We don't know if they're
Probably.
approached more like a zombie or more like a ghoul from Fallout, where okay, it just
Yeah.
takes them out real quick.
Yeah.
Or hey, now that the screamer was standing over you for so long, you're now dead, but the irradiation is kind of taking hold, and the fungus, maybe a cordyceps type thing, kind of brings you back. Who knows?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, in Fallout, there's a drug that keeps the ghouls from going past a certain point, right? You can stay like human-like with that drug, or that's just a show thing. I don't know.
That was added for the show, but it
Okay.
doesn't necessarily decanonize the way ghouls are handled um, elsewhere. In
Mhm.
the show, they essentially say for ghouls to survive and continue being a ghoul rather than turn feral, they have to
Right.
take Kims, which is typically jet and they have a multitude of different types of drugs in the
Right.
Fallout world. They
Okay.
do different things, and when you're playing the game, one speeds up or one slows down time, so it's almost like you're on
Right.
speed or something, and you're
Right.
I can see what I'm shooting better and whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
game mechanics and stuff like that.
yeah, like potions or
Um,
something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and what are you getting into over there, Cat? Okay. I heard things falling down. I was like, uh oh. It did make me lose my train of thought. Oops. Ghouls and what was the
Just
point of
the
it?
drugs are like potions or whatever. They give you
Oh
like
yeah.
abilities or whatever. Yeah.
So in the game, it's typically more. It was never implied that they had to take drugs to continue having brain function, essentially.
Right.
Now, most schools in the world typically are pretty drug infested. They live in drug dens, kind of deal. If they're ostracized from society in those games,
Right.
and so what the TV show added is not like negate. It kind of adds to it. But in the games, it's more like if you don't talk to somebody for a very long time, if you're kind of on your lonesome, the ghoul brain turns feral and loses its ability. Like the radiation kind of takes over almost.
Right.
So it would be really,
like, and almost kind of like Screamers in a way.
Very much so. Yeah. Very much so. And even the crazy part is it started off closer to zombies, and as the games evolved, there's now things called glowing ones and things like that. And the glowing ones is exactly what is described, like detailed description. Exactly. I might even pull it up real fast. Glowing one. Fallout 4, sure. Tell me this isn't exactly what was described on screen yesterday.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
And there's like
Sounds
big
like
ones too. They're fun. They're not fun to fight against in those games, of course, because they're terrible, hard villains to take down. But hey, you got the right weaponry in Fallout. It's fun to shoot. Do you think, something that would be very different nowadays that I really appreciate it being made in the 70s? It made me think of it just by thinking about shooting a bunch of ghouls in the Fallout games. Do you like the approach to action that A Boy and His Dog takes? Because now we would have very much, okay, we're hiding behind here and we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And it needs to be choppy, fast, something like that, where this is very deliberate and it takes its time. And
it's definitely like a slower pace. That would be something different. In a new movie, it would be much more like a lot of stuff running around and things going on. The action's all right. I don't really feel like this is really an action movie. It doesn't really feel like, I mean, there's a few, he shoots at some people now and then. And I guess the most actiony part is when they're escaping the underground world.
Oh, yeah.
That's when there's the most, shooting and fighting and stuff going on. But I don't know, there's not really enough to really call it an action movie to me. I mean, there's some things that happen, but
like by definition, like it kind of is an action movie and has to kind of be classified as such just for what actually happens in there. But like you're saying, it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. We're not watching Die Hard.
No.
We're not even watching Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which is more of this era. I mean, Die Hard's like 10, 15 years later, but maybe like 5 years later. Whatever, math.
It's like 10 years later.
Decades.
I think Die Hard was like 86 or something.
Is it 85, 86? Okay.
Yeah, somewhere there. Yeah.
Because it is succinctly an action movie in those senses. It just doesn't. Everything's so well paced and spread out that it doesn't feel like it. And the action that's happening is just truly plot rather than setting up plot or something like that.
Yeah, just action for action's sake. It's like,
and that's why I think it kind of fits in that near perfect film category for me, is because everything, and when I say everything informs itself. Which everybody go see Predator Badlands because it might do something very similar
tonight.
So I'm gonna go see it again tonight. It's so good. It's so good. I agree. I think that they would have chased him at the start when he steals the bag just for the sake of some action.
Yeah, that the guy just like laughs and like, ha ha ha, well, let him get away with it. I mean, I guess obviously the showing that was so that the underground people like see like, oh, he's the one we want because he's resourceful or scheming. bold.
Yeah.
Those are he had the trait. It's a way for them to show that he has the traits they want, I guess. But
exactly. And if Ferretti, the guy that's down in that hole, I only remember that name because of yesterday, thankfully. But if Ferretti, the guy with the hat that's leading that little war tribe, were to follow him, he's a smart enough leader right there where, hey, the first guy that shot at him got shot in the head real quick. If we're crawling out of a hole and he's got, hey, for the Obi-Wan term, the high ground. Hey. Nope, hold up. Sorry, my cat is being bad. I gotta control this cat. I do not want her peeing on things. Bad.
I'm milking there too.
We've had cats decide not to be very good the last couple of days. Got to select the best cows for. Oh God.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I have the IMDb page for this movie pulled up, and it's playing a Fallout trailer.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
funny.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on this cat now too. Like I'm watching you. But yeah, if it shows Ferretti was a smart enough guy not to do that right then, not to continue fighting. It showed that, for lack of a better term, the Topekans, the Topeka people, I guess.
Right.
They're watching. The council's watching, and it's just one of those simple things where, hey, Ferretti's the smarter guy. He seems like he's kind of wild and crazy, but he's kind of the smarter guy nonetheless, kind of Mad Maxy. And I mean, it's just one of those little things where that's all the detail you need to know, that this guy is the guy that's going to end up taking things over. And what happens? Well, Vic and Blood can't go back towards the movie theater and all those kind of towns because Ferretti took it all over. Right.
So they were going over the hill is what they were doing.
Yeah. So they were definitely heading that way.
Yeah.
It's just every little thing informs itself in the film. And if you're not paying attention, it is one of those blink and you can miss it kind of films. And you might say, well, why don't they just go back to the movie theater at the end? Well, because they mentioned it, but if you didn't hear that 1 second of it, or if you don't remember who Ferretti is, by the end of it, you're kind of like, huh? Thankfully, it's a short enough film where and there aren't enough characters that are given names and such where you're not going to remember who that is, but or at least be like, oh yeah, that guy, something like that. Just generally, because I know we're trying to keep this near an hour, and we can obviously delve into little topics as we rabbit hole like we do. But if you had to give it that 1 out of 10, where would you kind of place it?
7.
Okay. Okay. I'd give it a solid 8.5. Just because I think it just informs so much itself, and obviously maybe some of that score does come from just the things that came from it. But the film itself, I think, is I just love a good simple story that feels complete. There's still more that you want from it, but what we got was a complete story.
Yeah, like I said, like it's sort of giving us the outlines, which is enough. It gives us the outline, and we want to know more. But
the two things that I think that just naturally because by the end they make you want to know a lot more about a lot of different things. But the two things that really kind of stand out, I think, are why the hell do all these people have the white face paint on? Maybe it's to avoid lead poisoning and all that.
Radiation.
But the big question is that they don't necessarily talk about, and I mean they do mention, and they literally give it's the only throwaway line in the entire movie, if I really, just off the top of my head, that I can think about. But it's when Quilla is asking about Blood, and she's like, "Well, how do you talk to him?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I just kind of do." And that's kind of
and
the
she's like,
answer.
"That's totally normal, not like, oh, this guy's crazy." But how do you do
My
it?
biggest question
So
is just how the telepathy happens.
right. Or is there mutations in this world where that's like a normal thing? Because she didn't seem that weirded out by it. Or just is everybody so crazy that everybody has a crazy and nobody thinks it's weird? I don't know. But,
Well, because we do. There's an element of that too, which I love. Because early on in those first 10, 15, 20 minutes, yeah, he steals that bag of food, but then he starts walking towards the movie theater when they're talking about the movie theater and all that.
Right.
And we see those 5 or 6 people he walks by with Vic. I mean, with Blood. He's talking to Blood and Blood back to Vic, and those 4 or 5 kind of raider looking people that are just surviving on the ground, whatever. They just they do a full double take. Like, is he talking to his dog and just walking through here? Like, what is going on? And they just stare at him while he's walking in the distance.
Yeah.
I think part of that's probably, oh, do we eat the dog? But also, why is this crazy dude talking to his dog? Like, it would be my natural thought process if I were them there. So maybe it's not all that normal in this world. And that is one of our first signs that, hey, maybe this Quilla June girl is got a little extra lead that's been there's lead and radiation going to the brain there, and it's not doing great things. Well, actually, maybe it is, because she did try to rebel against a crazy kind of tyrannical government in a way. Technically, she was the good guy, but also not. She was both pawn, puppet, puppeteer, anti-hero, and anti-villain at the same time. Doesn't the dog talk to all of them, or just Vic? Just Vic.
Yeah, just him. So it's like, is it just, a figment of his imagination, or
in a big way? But
or some mutation that gave him that ability, and maybe he's only choosing to speak with Vic because it seems like if he had the ability, but I don't know, maybe he has to focus it or something to be able to, if that's even what's going on,
For some reason, I think it's just him and Vic, because he does Blood while Quilla is talking to him. And he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, da-da-da-da." And Quilla's like, "Oh, hey, boy. Like, what makes you? What's wrong? What's up, buddy? Kind of deal to the dog." And Blood just turns around and goes, "Arr!" Like, after he's
leave me alone.
Because he's talking to her, saying like, "Leave me alone. Stop talking. I'm trying to think. All these different things." And she doesn't hear it. So I think it's just him and Vic.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like we hear, but that's a weird thing too. Is like, we hear what the dog's thinking, like when Vic wasn't around.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting. I guess thankfully we get to have Vic's POV as our POV for the most part. But I think this is part of that point, Stanley's, is even there was so much weirdness. The people on the surface over there were bothered by it. They looked at Vic and Blood like, who's this crazy guy walking past us talking to his dog? Hey, do we eat his dog? Actually, he seems like he likes his dog. That's going to be a fight. Maybe we shouldn't do that. And then Quilla seems perfectly fine with it, which leads to a little bit of that. Maybe she is a little cuckoo. If everybody else in this wasteland is not accepting that and kind of saying, huh? Just giving it the eyebrow raise there. Is that one of our first signs that Quilla is the cheese from that the council is laid bare? Like earlier, this movie has very little fat to cut from it. Everything informs one thing or another, and I think that's one of the informants is, hey,
kept it pretty.
Quilla
concise.
is weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think everybody down there is weird.
Oh, in a big freaking way. They're weirder than most vault tech kind of people. In the vaults, obviously, there's some weird experiments that happen in the games and the movies and all that in the vaults. But
yeah, I did watch a video about the different vaults and what they did and stuff.
Oh, there's so many, and they all do
Yeah.
so many weird different things.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about vaults, while we're talking about Quilla real quick, I know we don't have too long left. One thing that we can't not discuss. Can you guess?
No.
The ending.
Oh, yes, the ending.
Quilla June says,
cannibalism. Yeah.
Hey, Vic, just leave blood there. We don't need them. Right. Oh, we need to get him medicine and some food. Oh, probably just some food, realistically. Right. Look out for you, Vic. Look out for me. We're together now. I've known you for 5 days and tried to use you in every way possible. And probably use you to get you killed as well. Leave your buddy that's been helping you survive for so long and has helped me survive even. Oh, yeah. Oh, just leave him. The only being who you have a telepathic connection with on this planet, in this world.
Yeah, just forget about
it. Yeah. When you heard her say that, I was trying to kind of allude to what was happening. Yeah. Were you picking that up, or were you just kind of so enthralled?
Well, the way you said that, then I started thinking, and once you started saying that, I did kind of pick up on that. So I was like, but I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, and then they just kind of cut to a dying fire, and then walking away, and she's not there, and he's got white bandages on him. So but
are you sure you don't want to bite Vic? Oh, I'm not hungry. Like it's like, okay,
yeah.
He's hungry. He's not eating that for a reason.
Did he not? I'm not sure if it's really clear if he ate any or not, but because he just says he's not hungry, but that doesn't mean he wasn't before. Anyway, maybe not. Too, I don't know, because he would have eaten when he was down there, I guess. But
if there was a time for him,
anyway, whether or not he did it, we know the dog did.
Yes,
we know the dog did.
Maybe there's a reason blood's called blood,
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah. It is such an odd movie, and I do adore it. The ending adds to the absurdity and oddity of it, whether that be the actual novella ending or not. It's a great one in its own way, and
yeah, it's very 70s.
Oh, and it just makes you think. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, I gotta sit with that now. Like it's not like a bad sit with it. Thankfully, it's not like you're watching Schindler's List or something.
Yeah, you didn't really expect it to go there, and then they did. But then there's a couple other things that you're like, they went there, so I guess it shouldn't be weird.
Especially watching it with like modern thought processes. And I love that we're comparing it to Badlands. Not comparing it to Badlands, but like having that. Okay, everything informs itself. There are some things that happen similar in Badlands, actually, that are handled very modernly rather than what happens here. And it's still awesome. It's still dope. It's still a great time. I had so much fun in that movie theater last night. But it is interesting to not lean into that modernity and lean into kind of what would be a little bit more realistic a lot of the times. And sometimes that realism isn't pleasant, it just ends up being
right. Yeah.
I would like to say thanks for doing the watch long. Otherwise, I don't think I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thank you for watching it with us, David. Obviously,
it's definitely a movie as sort of if you're into these kind of movies, like you want to see it just as a point of reference. I don't think it's something. I don't know if I'll watch it again ever, but I have that now.
Is it one reference you would ever show Brett?
I think he already knew about it.
Okay, so
he probably had read the books. I don't know. I didn't ask if he read the book. He already was totally familiar with it because when he was young, he got really into dystopian post-nuclear war like stuff, like in the, when he was a kid, he really like got into it. So to me, this is just would have been one of those books he probably from that time
That makes sense.
that he read. So he was totally aware of it, knew the author's name when I mentioned the movie and everything. So yeah, he'd seen it before. I'm sure it's been a long time, but he had seen it. Yeah.
If he hadn't have seen it, would it be one that you would have kind of mentioned and talked to about?
Oh yeah.
With him? Okay. Because it's one of those ones that does just kind of linger on the brain.
Yeah.
Even with watching Predator Badlands yesterday and how excited I still am after watching it, just having seen A Boy and His Dog within the last 24 hours is my brain can't not think about it. It's still there.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those films that thankfully is not going to sit with you like Civil War or Schindler's List or Apocalypse Now. It's not that level of grittiness and realism in a lot of those senses.
Yeah.
But it's every bit as gritty and every bit as real in a much more human approach. In simplicity almost. And I adore it for what it is. It's got some tough stuff in it.
Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily unrealistic. Like when you think about what would the world really be with no police, no really civilization, just everyone in survival mode. And
it kind of shows that
do what you want.
Some of those policing situations are like, well, the only people that can police, I don't want to be part of that. It's.
Yeah, and then you get weird militant groups and ideologies, and
Which, of course, Fallout leans into, and I'm sure if we were to re-explore this world at all, it would have been explored in that sense as well. It's just so it's meticulous, for lack of a better term, and to reuse that term, it's just I think there's a reason dystopian sci-fi has become as good as it has. Since Harlan Ellison wrote this novel.
Right. And I think, somewhere in the back of our minds, I think we have that fear of what, like, we all want to know what it would be like. And so I think, writers and movie makers are kind of taking that thing in the back of our head of like, this could easily happen,
Well,
and just toying with it and thinking of like, okay, what would it really be like if civilization completely broke down?
The two absolute most realistic, I think, dystopian sci-fi, largely known, I guess, novels / films would be, I think, A Boy and His Dog, which definitely has some kind of zany extraness in it, of course.
Right.
But do you not expect humanity? We're pretty zany, crazy freaking people, just humans ourselves. I wouldn't expect some of that stuff not to happen. Just depending on who survives an apocalyptic scenario, so on and so forth. But the other one that I think is not perfectly realistic, but definitely leans into just what it would actually be like, rather than, hey, I love The Walking Dead. If a zombie apocalypse were to be the apocalypse that happens, and an apocalypse actually does happen,
right?
A lot of that is fairly realistic. But hey, let's this movie kind of does put it into perspective of like, I love The Walking Dead. Yeah, it is modern, but
right.
I don't know if the women would be as well treated in this world as like as bad as it is.
Right.
This movie does a really good job about it. Hey, like, it's not a good time for everybody. This is, I mean,
no. Yeah, there's a lot of vulnerable people.
Very vulnerable people. And I think this movie does a particularly good job about that. And the other one that does a particularly good job about the true realism of what something like that would be is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It has a film where it's a father and son going through it. David, what about I Am Legend? Yeah. Oh, very realistic.
That's another. Is that zombie or vampires? I remember. There was
closer to zombies.
Was that the one like the Will Smith one was actually a remake of was it Charlton Heston or somebody did one?
I don't know if it's a
I'm not sure.
remake. I know it's
Yeah.
a
Okay.
book. It came from a book, I believe. But maybe it is. But yeah, no, I think The Road and The Boy and His Dog do a better job at the realistic
Yeah.
grittiness of how people would actually treat one another. Yeah, we're gonna end up kind of going to warlords and war parties, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have your Rick Grimes. Oh, it is a Charlton Heston movie. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
But this specifically does a good job of saying, hey,
Mhm.
we're not going to tell you something's right or wrong. We're just going to let you observe, and you come up with your own kind of thought process.
Right.
From it, which is
Omega
nice.
Man. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but it was I Am Legend. Basically, I knew it had a different name. Yeah, but it's basically I Am Legend. Pretty like the same story, pretty much. I think.
I've heard of it. I haven't watched
But is Xenish? Is that Brad Pitt one?
No, that's World War
Movies?
Z. This is a sci-fi show. I know it has Emilio Rivera.
I remember seeing one. Yeah, it's sort of a comedy kind of thing.
I
Was
think
it that
so.
one? Yeah. Okay.
Omega Man and I Am Legend would be kind of fun because they are making I
Yeah.
Am Legend 2. So whenever that does come down the pipeline in like a year and a half, we'll have to do a watch party of Omega Man and a watch party of I Am Legend, and maybe a little afterthoughts of each one too. It'd be fun.
Right. And oh my gosh, what's the name of the movie? The Soylent Green movie. What's the name of the movie? I don't remember what the movie is. What's the name of the movie?
The movie's Soylent Green too, I believe.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive. I'm gonna go crazy if it's not because I swear. Soylent Green.
Anyway.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Charlton Heston. Isn't Bruce Dern is also in Soylent Green, right?
I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it.
No, maybe not. What am I thinking of? Maybe the is he in the sequel to 2001, that 2010 or whatever it was called? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, Stanley, it's definitely comedy focus. Z Nation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing like promos for it on SciFi Channel, but I never watched it.
SciFi had lost my love by then.
Yeah, I don't know when I even stopped watching SciFi Channel. It seems like I used to watch SciFi Channel quite often, different shows like Defiance and Killjoys. I think Killjoys is like the last thing I watched on SciFi Channel.
I wanted to watch not Interview with the Vampire, but Reginald the Vampire or whatever, the guy that's Ned in the Spider-Man movies, the new ones. He had his own little like fun comedy vampire show.
I saw some promos for that, and I thought, but I just.
That's the only sci-fi show in recent memory that I was like, oh, I'd probably watch that.
Right.
Did I ever? No, but oops.
Yeah.
Honestly, what was the last good sci-fi show?
Dark Matter was a good show too. I think that was around this. Dark Matter and Killjoys, I think, were on around the same time.
Sci-fi shows of recent years. Oh, okay, duh. Oh, but no, it ended up. I'm just pulling up the Wikipedia now of this.
Yeah.
There's an easy one. 2021. Give us the even more new stuff, y'all.
Scroll. Oops.
Scroll. Too many things. Oh, they do have all the WWE stuff. The show that is coming to mind is Resident Alien. Resident Alien, at least I think.
Oh yeah, that was like and I wanted to see it, and then I felt like, oh, I got to watch it from the beginning. Maybe, but now it's over, so it's like, do I want to go back? The Ark. I tried the Ark, and it was like, it was okay. It was very low budget, which is okay. I'm okay with low budget, but I didn't think the writing was that great, honestly. But maybe I just didn't give it enough Maybe I didn't watch enough of it. I only watched like the first couple episodes. Maybe I need to give it a couple more episodes.
Yeah.
But it didn't really grab me, the arc.
That is Brad Wright's other show, right?
Somebody connected in with that, yeah.
Or
Dark
or
Matter
Arc
too.
is
Dark
Dean
Matter
Devlin.
is what's his name? Oh my gosh, anyway. Joseph
Malazzi,
oh my
Joseph
God.
Malazzi?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, Dark Matter
Yeah.
is another show.
Yeah. Yeah, Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Maybe the arc too?
I think the arc is Dean Devlin, now that I'm thinking about it. Travelers is Brad Wright's other show. That's what
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I started watching that and kinda lost my interest, kind of. I need to keep watching it, I guess, but I started it.
All I've ever heard about Travelers, which
Yeah.
hasn't ever excited me enough to just jump in.
Right. Yeah, I just haven't gotten to the
The
first
moment.
you gotta, a lot of shows, like, you gotta push through the first season and then it gets good, and I haven't gotten to that point yet. I keep trying. But it's a show I wanna like, and this should be good, and then just maybe it's just
You're
it
not convinced
feels
yet?
like a show that was really good for its time, and it seems kind of dated now, if that
Okay.
makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Um
And arguably, Stargate's not in that category. It's
Mhm.
just so much fun that it brings you back, and you're like,
Right,
"Ooh."
it's just you get invested in the characters and the story and the world, and
Travelers has just never seemed like it captured that same thing. Where,
right.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
SG-1 can get outdated at times
They
pretty
had a
quick,
good
but
I mean, it's just
it's awesome.
the main characters of Stargate, like, they had a good, like, off-screen you can tell shows where the actors have a good off-screen and on-screen chemistry together, like, it matters, like, you can definitely you can tell.
And we would have all thought
Yeah.
David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown had a good off-screen relationship in Stranger Things, but apparently not.
Yeah. Well,
But,
apparently a lot with him, but anyway, we won't go there.
yeah, that's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Overall, though, is a boy and his dog at the end of the world something that you would suggest to people trying to, if someone were to find out about the Radical Wasteland podcast, or hey, I just watched Fallout, I kind of want to be in that same vein of thought for a little bit. Do you have anything to suggest?
I guess if somebody was really looking to, like, okay, I want to really dive into the dystopian world and read and watch things that reference it, or maybe like you're saying, like, this is a forerunner of Fallout or whatever, I guess it would be on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter would not suggest it to people.
But I would say just yeah. Be aware when you're watching it that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is one I would totally suggest. Film historians only. Depends who I'm talking to. My partner, definitely not. Yeah, I don't know if I would suggest this to anybody and everybody, but I am the crazy.
No, or I would say, look, this was, you can't apply modern day standards to this movie when you watch it. I mean, at least some of the bad things that happen, they don't show it. It's more the aftermath or the trying, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's a scene that is in the movie that obviously in the context of the movie you're rooting for, but it would gut people today.
Mm-hmm.
Is whenever Blood and the other dog from that Raider party are fighting, and Vic
comes
over and has to take out the other dog from getting blood, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that would go over very well in modern film audiences. Nonetheless, though, I think
I mean, I think it's understandable, though, because it was like either Blood or that dog, so it was kind of.
And we want our telepathic buddy to just keep going.
Yeah.
This gives a heads up, contains 70 sensibilities. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still actually think this is a film I would introduce to most people. But I also am that crazy film friend that introduces people to movies that make them think that they might not expect to do. They would expect
Right.
watch a Predator movie, and then I tell them to watch
Right.
this a couple days later, and they do because they enjoyed Predator so much, and then I just freak them the hell out, and they're like, "What'd you make me watch?" And I'm like, "Well, let's talk about it." And then you have the best conversations you'll ever have there.
Yep.
But it is one of those ones that I wouldn't trick my friends into watching necessarily, but it would take a little convincing. But films like this, you have the best conversations about, and
Right. And it's going to depend on who, there's going to be people that just aren't interested. They're just going to, this movie
totally.
is just going to be boring with a couple little shocking things in it and whatever,
With modern audience sensibilities,
Mhm.
people are going to think it's super. Some folks would definitely be like, "Oh, this is the slowest thing I've ever seen," and
Right.
just out of it.
Yeah, it was just movies were just different. I mean, hour and a half was like the standard. Like movies just never were over an hour and a half unless it was like,
Lonesome Dove, and then you have
2001 or something,
Yeah.
Some art film, some crazy art film or whatever would be over
that
that.
needed
Otherwise,
that
it was like
content.
hour and a
Yeah.
half, and that was it. Yeah.
Ugh. And we had some great films come out during that time because of it. Some that could have been expanded into more, but
right. Yeah, now it's like you can't, like, people feel like they're getting ripped off if it's only an hour and a half. But then that has a lot to do with, how much it costs to go to a movie then versus how much it costs to go to a movie now. With how much you have to pay, you want more. But then that's kind of feeding itself too, because it's like everybody wants these 2.5 hour over the top movies. Those cost a lot of money and you have to pay more to go to see those movies, so it kind of feeds itself. But
And I mean, I'm a sucker. I went to it last night as a 40x version of Predator Badlands. Like, if there's a cooler version of a way to watch the film that you can watch, are you going to do it? My answer is yes. So, oops.
I'll see. I think we have. I don't know if our local theater here has that or not. I have to look it up.
It's still getting.
It's
kind of incorporated. Seattle may have it though. It's a big city.
Yeah. Well, the one we go to in town here is just AMC.
Yeah, AMC doesn't have it. Regal has 40X, and then Cinemarks have D-Box. And D-Box isn't necessarily every seat in the theater. Like, I don't think they have D-Box theaters, but I think some of their theaters have D-Box sections of seats, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they could cut Avatar 2 down by an hour. David! They need to add another hour and a half.
I've never seen. I only saw the first Avatar, and it just maybe I'll watch. Anyway, when does the third one come out yet, or it is coming out soon?
Actually, let's check the day while we can.
Yeah, is it next year or the end of this year?
What is? I have to click it. It's so bad already. No. Stop it typing. Come on. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Bring it back. There we go. I'm going to share this real quick because I accidentally typed or clicked on something first. When I type in Avatar, the first thing that comes up is not Avatar, Fire and Ash, which releases December 19th, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And it looks so good. The first thing that popped up was Avatars. What? I don't know what this is, but I could not laugh at it when I saw it, and I had to click it for a second. I don't know.
Actual thing. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't think it's meant to be what it sounds like. Is it?
I have no idea. It looks like a video game, but there's also
people
playing
are.
the video game.
I think it's meant to be is it? Anyway. Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it might be my new favorite thing. I couldn't help but laugh at that. Soon I assume they've released the Avatar trailer. Oh, they've released a couple. And while watching Predator Badlands in 40X yesterday, they were playing back some trailers for it. And those trailers in 40X, I love. My favorite thing about 40X movies is going to see them. And there be a big movie that a bunch of people are excited to see that may or may not typically go to the movie theater. And when they do, you know they're not going to go see it in a 40X format. So when you get a good group of people who have never been in 40X, it's so good. It's my favorite thing in the world. When going to see John Wick 4, I think I've told this story before. It's a whole crowd of like 40-plus-year-old guys, yada, yada, yada. For the most part, of course. There's a little bit of everybody there. But for the most part, it's 40-plus-year-old dudes that are totally into John Wick stuff.
Yeah.
And a soul in there was ready, besides myself, for the 40X. And there was a guy that actually got out of his seat as the commercial started and the 40X started swinging everybody around in their seats. He started laughing really hard, like loud enough for the entire theater to hear him. Stood up, turned around and said, "Y'all, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm not used to this shit." And it was just the funniest. Everybody cackled. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And it was so much fun because for the first about 10, 15 minutes of that movie, when John Wick's getting punched and all these different things, all you're hearing is people in the theater go, "Huh, ho, ho," and they're not ready for it. They're like, "Oh, freaking movie prices are so expensive," and they don't realize that you bought a $10 extra ticket to go to this thing. It's not just a regular standard showing.
Right.
What's 40X? Never heard of it. It is where 3D comes at you kind of out of the screen and stuff. Sometimes they have 3D glasses with it. Sometimes not. They did have it yesterday. It didn't really add anything 3D, honestly. Alita Battle Angel is Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, but we can get into that any other day too. 40X.
I gotta get out of here. So.
Oh yeah, we're about an hour and a half. Simply put, real quick, 40X is the best way to watch movies nowadays because it gives you haptic feedback in your seats and it essentially brings you to an amusement park. It almost feels like you're on a ride and your seat is essentially a ride. And if your character that you're following in the film is driving down a road in a Jeep or something, you're probably bouncing along in the seat a little bit, not crazy or anything like that, but you might, big turns, you might be swaying. The best things ever for it are the Sonic movies, Top Gun movies, Avatar movies are absolutely amazing. I wonder how often they change the water containers in 40X. Very frequently because now they use them all the time. So that water is just getting shot at you half the time, which is very fun. Jurassic Park was better in 40X because of that. Alien Romulus last year with dripping water from the ceiling as people were walking around corridors. 40X is putting you in the environment of the film that you're watching or the project you're watching as best as you can.
Right.
And oh my God.
I don't want water sprayed at me.
you don't until you're there. And then you're like, oh, it's so great. But Jurassic Park had so much water in it, Rebirth did, that they did give us the ponchos. So we got some free ponchos out of it. So that was fun. But 40X is amazing. It's the future of how to watch film.
I should see, is there...
When the screen flew past the audience to the side of them, that's a little different. That's closer to, the Las Vegas Sphere. There is a smaller version of the Sphere in Los Angeles that has Matrix playing and is in tune for the Matrix and stuff like that.
Okay.
I still have yet to see it. I'd love to, but yeah, sounds like a Disney ride, but so much better. But the funny thing is the first 40X thing I ever experienced was at Disney World as a little kid. And it was like A Bug's Life or something like that where, my cousins, myself, my family, we're all kind of in there just watching the show. And I still love it. My aunt felt the fake bug crawl into her seat and actually jumped up and squealed. Like it was great. The Disney one leans into, they have smells and stuff like that as well for A Bug's Life. And That was really fun. But, if you are
Right.
allergic to things, you got to be wary of that and certain chemicals being used.
Right.
So they did make you sign stuff and make sure you weren't going to have that happen.
Right.
In your regular 40X theaters, there's no smells. That's too many legal and liability issues. All you're going to do is get some water sprayed in your face. There might be snow and smoke and soot or something like that falling from the ceiling. Not actually, of course. It just looks like it. And if you're in a thunderstorm, watch out if you're epileptic, because there will be kind of like flashing lights along the side just to make you. It envelops you in the world that you're in and helps you get into the point of view of the character or characters that you're watching. And it's so immersive. It's amazing.
Cool.
A Boy and His Dog. I don't know if they would be a great 40X film. There's not necessarily a whole bunch. It'd be a lot of trotting along like that. Creed 3 was nice. And that was just kind of like, oh, it's cool, but you're just getting thrown around.
Yeah.
All that being said, I think A Boy and His Dog is going to be a film that we could watch in another 60 to 80 years and still feel pretty similarly about. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so.
Which is pretty good. Most movies don't stand the test of time like that. There's always something that takes you out of it just a little bit. And the most taking you out of it is just the lack of modern sensibilities. Like, if this were to be a modern remake and there were to have had it, you would have Blood, Vic, and Quilla all become a buddy pal group at the end of the movie and will go off into the sunset,
Probably, yeah.
And that makes sense. It does.
Yeah.
What happened makes a lot more sense for the world that we watched. 40X is milking an option. Oh my God. On that note, it's been a great stream. LOL. It really has been, though. We expected it to be kind of a short Radical Wasteland podcast with just, an hour, maybe a little shy of an hour, maybe a little over an hour if we rabbit holed a bit. But we ended up talking another half hour, and mostly about A Boy and His Dog. We did trail off a little bit, but again, just like A Boy and His Dog did, I think everything informed itself pretty well there. So, thank you all for hanging with us.
Yep.
And is there anything else we need to talk about before we hop out of here?
Housekeeping. We'll be back on Sunday to probably talk about Predator, right? We'll see if Jay wants to come on too, maybe.
Fingers crossed, because I think Sunday we utilize a little, obviously hang out and talk about everything else we can. But we can utilize that as our spoiler-free kind of Predator discussion, where our afterthoughts, hopefully Tuesday, will work out for everybody. We'll see. Monday, of course, your regularly scheduled Farscapetrion. Sunday, come hang out with us. Wednesday, we're back to our regularly scheduled Stargate Outpost. And if you have any ideas of what you want to talk about, holler, let us know.
Yeah.
And I think Greg and I are back on track for Friday next week to do a little Fallout rewatch and talk about some stuff like that as well. New trailer for Stranger Things animated, an animated series, the spinoff series, or an animated trailer for season 5 of Stranger Things. Tis the question. But yes, good night, goodbye for everyone. That was a fun one. The movie's good. I do enjoy doing these whenever we have not a lull in what's going on, but there's not a Fallout show going on right now. Still busy, still trying to catch up with Twisted Metal so we can talk about it next Thursday as well, because next week should be a very busy week of podcasting. We should have something Monday through Friday as well, and as always, Sunday. So yeah, we'll be hanging out, and come hang out with us, and we're talking strange, cool, crazy, calm, collected, every version of sci-fi there is.
I guess so.
We find it. We figure it out. We discuss it. And I'm so excited. And do yourself a favor, go watch Predator Badlands, everybody, please.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right. I'll be there tonight.
Yeah. Once again, thank y'all so much for hanging with us.
All right.
This has been a very fun one, and we hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.